How you doing? I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in. For those that don't know, I'm your host. They call me the five-star general. Let me get these privacy settings done first, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so we changed that, and now we need to go here. We can send this to groups, and we'll share that. I want to tell you, thank you for taking the time out to tune in. You know, without you good people, I would not have a show. Hold on, let me turn this volume down. I would not have a show. Hold on. I would not have a show. And I appreciate you guys taking the time out to tune in and listen to me. Today was a very, very eventful day. My day started pretty early, up at 6 o'clock. Hit my partner in crime, Marcus Brooks. And we had something we needed to do today, which was protest at the school that Millard House's daughter goes to. Now, in war, there is casualties. They're just there's friendly fire when you're at war. So we went over there, we protested, and we minded our own business. They called every level of law enforcement, but of course we know the law, so there was nothing that they could do. But I'm gonna talk more about that. I want to just get into a general conversation tonight about the quality of superintendent that we have at the moment. We have an egotistical sellout Negro as the superintendent of the Houston Independent School District. I just caught him with his pants down again. For all those people that had a problem with what we did this morning, I get a link today to a Zoom meeting that Millard is the invited guest. I pop into the room. I mute my picture. I mute my mic. I don't say anything. And he was in there explaining to them how you are a great superintendent, how he got a Division I scholarship for basketball when he was in high school, and how sports is important to the academic learning environment. The same guy that basically shits on our sports programs in the Black communities. The same guy that doesn't seem to know how to get his people over to cut our grass, and we got to end up buying our own lawnmowers. But he was very in tune with that until he looked down and he saw me. All of a sudden, can we send a new link? We have to get this person out the room. Well, they kicked me out the room, and I came back in. And then they couldn't figure out how to kick me out. But as he's talking about how you become a great superintendent and what you need to do, I noticed something about the crowd. It may have had one or two Black people. On this Zoom of about 40 people, but most of them were white people, catering to the white community again, but refuses to address the Black community. I had a good conversation today with my teammate, Christopher Gardner. And Chris, like, man, I'm just aggravated at what I'm hearing from some of these Yates alumni. And I told him, dog, they not built like us. They're not built like us. So the thing is this. I want to get into it. Because a lot of people had something to say. Well, not a lot, a few people had something to say today about the way that I protest and the way that me and Marcus decided to protest this morning. And they said that kids are off limits. Not in this war. If you upset because that's what I did this morning, you're going to be upset many mornings then. Because I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. It's not going to happen. So the same way, Millard, that I can find out your Zoom meetings. I keep telling you, I got your calendar, dude. I know what you're doing. I know what you do 24/7. But I also know what Giovanni Ponce has been up to. I want to share a screen with you. Let me shift this over. Okay, there we go. I want to share a screen with you. And let me make sure I got everything set. Okay. Aaron Henry, Yates alumni, who's very diplomatic. He's very low key, very mild mannered. Aaron has been trying to get Ponce to come down to Yates to have a community meeting. Get Millard to come down and have a community meeting. Well, they told Aaron yesterday that Ponce was out of town and, he'll be back. Well, we figured out where Mr. Ponce was. And I'm going to show you where he was. Now, this is a guy that I had to go and help when he was a principal. This is a guy that couldn't do his master schedules or disseminate his budget when he was a principal because Dr. Ken Davis did it for him. And now all of a sudden, he wants to be a superintendent. We figured out where you've been, Mr. Ponce. Let's see where Mr. Ponce's been.
The search for the Sioux City Community School District's next superintendent has narrowed to two finalists. They're Dr. Rod Earlywine and Dr. Giovanni Ponce. Earlywine serves as Sioux City's interim superintendent. Previously, he was the superintendent of the Sergeant Bluff-Luton School District. Ponce serves as an assistant superintendent of high schools for the Houston, Texas Independent School District. The public is invited to hear from both of the finalists on January 25th at North High School starting at 5 p.m. The school board is then expected to announce its selection in late January or early February.
So this is where Giovanni's been. He's been out of town on our clock, getting paid while he's interviewing for other superintendent jobs. This is what they do with our tax money. He's not the only one interviewing. Rick Cruz has been out interviewing for jobs on our tax dollar. Giovanni Ponce, and I'm really thinking about going to that meeting in Sioux City, whether it's North Dakota or wherever. I'm really thinking about going to that meeting, that community meeting, because those people need to know you're about to get the worst superintendent of all time. This is what they do on our clock. Our kids need help, but you feel you're more equipped to run a school district when you just can't even handle the high schools at HISD. This is what they do all day long, every day. They use our clock, our money to embolden themselves. This is what they do. This is what they do. Hold on a second. So the day our day started, where we protesting, and if you know the history of Carnegie Vanguard High School, Carnegie Vanguard High School is what we call the stolen high school. It was inside of Jones High School, thriving, one of the best schools in the country. And then all of a sudden, white people didn't want their kids to go there in that neighborhood. So they decided to build them a school over in Sunnyside. They started building on the school. And before you knew it, that wasn't sufficient enough for them either. So then they gave them a standalone building to accommodate them. So this is what we consider the stolen high school, which is Carnegie Vanguard. It's the same school that Millard House's daughter goes to that she did not want to go to. She's 5 minutes from Yates. She wanted to be a Yates Lion. Now, I want you to follow me on this statement because it's profound and it might shock you. They came and visited. She loved the school, but Papa House didn't want her to go to Yates. You know why? Because Yates didn't have nothing to offer her. And what's strange about that if it didn't have nothing to offer your child, how do you think we feel? And our kids are forced to go there without the necessary resources. But you have the ability, with the stroke of a pen, Mr. Superintendent, to fix whatever that problem was. But rather than fix it, so even your child could be at the school that she really wants to be at, you would rather hatch a plan to close it down. So we decided to go to war. We didn't throw rocks and hide our hands. I said from day one what I was going to do. I said from day one, Marcus rocking with me. We said it. We said we were going to his job. We've yet to go to HISD, but we're coming. We were going to the kids' school, and we were going to the church, and we would find the wife's job. The wife was a tedious task until we figured out who she was. Millard, tell Kayla I said hi. In this war, ain't nobody off limits. So if our children can be uncomfortable at our black schools, your child can too. And every kid that goes over to the Stolen High School can be uncomfortable as well as their teachers and administrators. As long as we don't violate the law, there's nothing that you can do about it. Nothing. Millard, tell Kayla I said hi. Tell her I said hi. Now, most of us who have to send our kids to these schools, they have a process that you have to go through, and they're gonna live and die by that process, except if you're the superintendent of the Houston Independent School District. Bypassed everything. She's at a school that she doesn't want to go to. So there's a method to our madness. We didn't really care if the kid never heard us. We never approached any children. But we know them white folk over there didn't like it. So expect to be called down to the school. And I know that you're going to have to go to a community meeting, because I'm not going to stop until they make you go to one. Fix your problem. As I was talking to my teammate, Chris Gardner, today, he was so incensed and upset. He said, man, this man can make this stop like right now. He said, y'all not asking to talk to him. You telling him come down there and address those kids and those parents. Dude, I don't have to talk to Millard House. Not one of the most favorite people that I know. So I don't have to have a conversation with Millard per se. But what you're not going to keep doing, just like what you did tonight, where you end up on these conversations with your Anglo brothers and sisters, and I got Anglo brothers and sisters too, and continuously think that we're not going to say anything or that we don't know. We know everything that you do right now, country boy. And you've abandoned the black community. Black politicians, I need you to understand. He's abandoned you. You're nothing to him. He's only going to make it right with the white schools. And that's how he feels. He's an arrogant, pompous little bastard. But you're not smarter than me. And you never will be. And all of you people out there, do me a favor. Stop calling this man Dr. House. He's not a doctor. He does not have a PhD. He has a master's degree. You are devaluing people that have bust their behinds to get their PhDs because you got your head stuck so far up his behind that you'll acknowledge him like the king that he thinks he is. Well, Millard, you nothing to me. Nothing. In all actuality, Millard, you remind me of Jimmy the Peanut. Y'all remember Jimmy the Peanut? The little peanut man used to be on the pack of peanuts that you bought from the store, the Planters peanuts, you look just like Jimmy the Peanut. And the sad part is black folk, you don't have to lower your standards to get into good faith with this dude. Let me tell you what you can't do in life. Don't get in bed with the devil, because he just might come for your soul. Remember, Millard, when I told you, I asked you, do you know Lucifer? You about to meet him. Well, Millard, I come tonight to bring you some news. When TEA takes over, you ain't got a shot in hell of staying here as superintendent. So guess what you need to start doing, Millard? You need to start packing. Rick Cruz, you played your game to perfection, and you might need to start packing too. See, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to argue with the people that don't do the work. I'm not going to keep fighting the people that feel like they know exactly what to do and they know how to do it. And, Monroe, you're doing it all wrong. And no. Let me tell you what I'm not going to do tonight. I don't have time to worry about Sheila Jackson Lee, and she don't want him either. Why y'all racking y'all brain on a bill that ain't gonna never pass? It's not gonna pass. That's why I've never even discussed it. It's just some stuff that they do to galvanize their voting base. But back to what I was talking about. Millard, I know everything you do, bro. I'm looking down at my phone and it's no way that I can get the information that I get, Millard, unless one of your people are providing it for me. Millard, I want you to understand something, that your people are sick of you too. You marginalized black people since you got off the plane and had the moving truck show up to Houston. But see, you played a game of chess with a chess master. I don't mind you coming off the checkerboard to play chess with me. But in this game, I'm a chess master. So today, I know without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, that you are done. Say, man, call them moving trucks, man. Call them moving trucks, man. See, because in business, you can only be two things, Millard. You can either be an asset or you can be a liability. And right now, you are a true liability. You are a true liability. You're not an asset anymore to the Houston Independent School District. You're not. And now a lot of important people want you gone, Millard. They want you gone. And I'm going to be honest with you, dude. You need to understand one thing. Errol, I want to put your comment up because that is real. My good friend Errol Jones said, I hate to see it, but families are involved on all sides. There must be a price for disrespecting the black community. I totally agree with him. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but for me, there is a price to pay when you disrespect the black community. And you're going to pay a hell of a price, because once I get through with you, Ponce, Rick Cruz, and Max Mall can't spin the narrative no more to help you. None of y'all. I ain't worried about Ponce. If they dumb enough to give him a job up there, then he dumb enough to screw it up in 1 year and he'll be up out of there anyway. But once I get through with y'all, just exposing the truth, you are not going to get a job anywhere in this country. You made a decision that you would disrespect us. Nobody owes you anything, Millard House. And when you at war, there shall be casualties. What you have in your possession, the city of Houston and the Houston Independent School District, is a man that does not value special needs kids. It's a man who doesn't care if they violate federal law while they're dealing with those special needs kids. It's a man that doesn't care about the black or the brown community. He only cares about the white community to a certain level. He has no respect for you guys either. It's a man who's made almost $1 million in 2 years and doesn't have any results for the million. I got a pink Post-it, if you know what a Post-it is. And there's some information on that Post-it that's going to come back to bite you. I don't care where you go, how far you go, how you get there. They're going to find you. And you're going to pay for what you've done to these children. Your team of idiots, and everybody that works in the administration building is not idiots. I respect everybody in there, all the way down to the plant manager, the lowest man on the totem pole. But you don't respect anyone. So if you think that I am about to ease up in any way, shape, form, or fashion, then you don't know me. If you think I went into left field this morning and I shouldn't have went there, then you don't know me. And you probably don't want to get to know me. And some of you Facebook warriors, I don't give a damn how tough you think you are. You might want to stay behind that Facebook because you don't know me. And you don't want to get to know me. What you want me to do is continue to be the little jovial activist. You don't want me to be the monster that was created by the Houston Independent School District. Because once you step off into my lane, everything is fair game. So one child does not trump 822. One child doesn't. My friend D. Harris, love her grandkids to death. Some of my biggest fans. Your child does not trump D's grandchildren. Your child does not trump Keita. Your child does not trump those underserved kids at Forest Brook, at Wheatley, at Yates, at Madison, at Sterling, at Worthing, at Cashmere. Your one child does not trump these kids. But I also know that if slavery was reinstituted and they gave you a 6-month gap to prepare for it, that some of y'all would go to Home Depot and buy your own chains. This fight ain't for everybody. It's not. It's really not for everybody. This fight is for the ones that are built to handle it. And I'm built for it tough. I am built that way. And I will not relent in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It will never happen. So, Millard, I'm going to tell you that I do have your calendar again. I know everything you got scheduled, and I will be wherever I need to be. And anywhere I choose to protest, you can call every fraction of law enforcement that you choose to call. But until you put Tiffany Guillory back in that school, I will not relent. So can somebody explain to me how y'all are comfortable paying all these taxes and these people just running all over the country? Can somebody tell me how that is cool? I would love to know, because it makes no sense to me. Hold on, let me check something. It makes no sense to me how these people can run all over the country on our dime, interviewing for jobs on our dime, and we need to play fair. We need to be nice. Did somebody play nice with Tiffany Guillory when they tried to destroy her reputation? When they had people out there thinking that she stole some George Floyd money? When she put her hands on the special ed kids? Did somebody play nice? No. Who was at Forest Brook today? Sam. I'm gonna let Sam Smith answer it, and then I'm gonna tell you why. Who's at Forest Brook today? Millard? I'm waiting on Sam to answer this question. He was at Forest Brook today giving a teacher an award, wasn't he? Well, he's a day late because I was at Forest Brook yesterday. Millard, you can't clean this shit up, bro. Now, what you could do is you could obstruct and you could conspire. You can't fix this, dude. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you enough leeway to get you and your peoples out of the administration building. I need you out the building on me. But I hope your ego don't let you go. Because when I'm done, I'm going to make you smell my cologne. I'm going to make you smell my cologne. Look at what this lady just put in there. Gary, I'm mad. I have to get off $4,000 for taxes, and my grandson can't even go to second period. Y'all seeing this? And then somebody wants me to ease up. See, our black schools should not look the way that they look because we pay taxes just like everybody else. Am I upset with the white communities? No. The Houston Independent School District made a decision decades ago not to take care of the black kids. The Houston Independent School District made decisions decades ago not to fund our schools. The Houston Independent School District made the decision years ago not to educate black and brown children. The white people just benefactors of it. You took programs from us and gave to affluent white schools, which caused our populations to get on school buses to go across town to be educated. For what reason? So they can't learn in our community, but they can go across town and they can blow it out the water. I went over your head today, dude. I went over your head today. All the way over your head. Yeah. and I spanked you. And do I feel bad about spanking you? Not at all, big homie. Because you needed to be. And I'm going to help you, country boy. See if I can get you a horse so that you can ride your ass up out of H-Town. Because you are nothing more than a scam artist. You are not the leader like you were on the Zoom trying to tell the people. You are not the leader that you portray. You're a scam artist. You and everybody you brought here. But one thing I will never do, I will never lower myself to be accepted by a sucker Negro. It will never happen. I'm not trying to take pictures with you. I'm not trying to kick it with you. None of that. I'm not trying to do none of that. And for those that feel that's what you have to do, if you want to be, Steven and Django, that's your business. I would never be Steven. I'm Toby. I'm going to keep trying to escape. You cut both my feet off, and I'm going to keep trying to escape. Millard, you the trash that your people envision you to be. You are without a doubt, my friend, what Malcolm warned us about. Millard, you are the biggest threat to Black people. You, Millard. Hold on a second. You are the biggest threat to Black people that I've ever seen. Well, what I need to teach you now, young man, there's a lot of work that needs to be done on your side of town. And I'm one person. And we need you to be more involved on your side of town. So the bottom line is, I done caught the scam artists again on a Zoom, placating to the affluent community, but yet you have yet to address those Black kids. Oh, and you going to Forest Brook to give out an award? I guess that's to try to make people think you do go to the Black neighborhoods. Well, you got a Black neighborhood that's in perils right now. And until you get down there, I shall not relent at all. I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm back in school, and I got a couple of assignments to knock out. It's the war zone, and I'm the 5-star general. Millard, tell Kayla I said hi.